Welcome to World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you value calm, accurate, and fact-based reporting on evolving political developments, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. Today, we examine recent political shifts within Ukraine's government, including changes in the cabinet and President Volodymyr Zelensky's approach to leadership during wartime. Ukraine's government has announced a series of cabinet adjustments and leadership changes as part of a broader effort to strengthen decision-making in the context of the war with Russia. President Zelensky has overseen the relocation of key personnel, reallocation of ministerial responsibilities, and the appointment of new figures to top positions. Officials describe these moves as part of a strategy to enhance efficiency, coordination, and accountability within the executive branch. The logic shared by the presidential office is that as the war enters prolonged phases of military engagement and diplomatic negotiation, the structures guiding economic, defense, and humanitarian policy must adapt. Some of the changes involve ministers in economic portfolios, reflecting an acute need to synchronize fiscal policy with wartime imperatives. Other shifts affect defense and security leadership, with the goal of aligning military logistics, procurement, and strategic planning more closely with operational priorities on the front lines. President Zelensky has publicly emphasized that these adjustments are not a sign of internal conflict, but rather an acknowledgement that agility and responsiveness are vital during prolonged crisis. Statements from Kyiv's leadership underscore that teams must be ready to adapt as circumstances evolve, whether on the battlefield, in negotiations, or in domestic policy arenas. Opposition figures and commentators have noted the changes with varying interpretations. Some see the reshuffle as a necessary evolution of governance under pressure. Others raise questions about centralization of authority and the balance between accountability and executive control. Political adjustments in Ukraine during wartime carry significance on several levels. First, cohesion and morale. A government that appears unified and adaptable can reinforce public confidence during hardship. Zelensky's recalibration of his cabinet aims to present a coherent leadership front, communicating that Ukraine remains in control of its direction even as external threats persist. For citizens grappling with the toll of war on families, infrastructure, and livelihoods, stable governance matters deeply. Second, wartime strategy. Leadership changes help shape how resources are marshaled for defense, economic resilience, and international cooperation. Ministries that handle logistics, finance, and reconstruction need leaders who can synchronize with military requirements and diplomatic commitments. The cabinet revisions signal an intention to reintegrate governance with military and humanitarian priorities. Third, international perception. Ukraine's partners, from European capitals to Washington, closely observe how Kyiv manages internal governance. Political stability bolsters confidence among allies who provide financial aid, military support, and diplomatic backing. When leadership appears unified and proactive, Ukraine's international negotiating position may be strengthened. Fourth, domestic politics. Shifts in personnel also affect internal political dynamics. Ukraine's vibrant political scene includes a range of parties and public voices. Cabinet changes can recalibrate support bases, open space for new voices, or signal responsiveness to public concerns. Zelensky's strategy appears aimed at balancing governance with broad legitimacy even as elections and policy debates continue. Yet not all reactions have been positive. Critics note that frequent changes can cause disruption or uncertainty within ministries, potentially delaying key initiatives. Observers also watch for how these shifts affect checks and balances, ensuring that rapid decision-making does not come at the expense of transparency or democratic oversight. Still, in a context where national survival is at stake, leadership adjustments are part of a broader calculus, where political strategy, wartime governance, and public trust intersect. Thank you for watching this report on World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you found this explanation clear and informative, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. Independent reporting helps us follow how politics and conflict shape the world we live in. Stay informed and see you in the next update. Undergone.